I am done.
Honey,
Done with it. I'm done.
I want to go back home. I want to go back to my children. This is ridiculous. Like, you can't turn her to a housewife. That's what's going on.
Hello everybody, welcome to TLC's 90-Day Fiancé show. Please click on the subscribe button and give this episode a thumbs up. A year after Season 2 filming, the cast of 90 Day, The Last Resort has disclosed their relationship status, identifying which couples are still together. Popular 90-Day Fiancé couples in the universe are making a last-ditch effort to keep their relationships intact by agreeing to go to the resort. At the retreat, where therapists join them to help them mend what's broken, these 90-Day Fiancé couples give their romances one final attempt. On the spin-off, though, not every 90-Day Fiancé couple has a happy ending. Only Jovi Dufresne and Yara Zaya are together among those who appeared in Season 1 of The Last Resort. 6 couples visited a picturesque resort in Arizona during Season 2. The recommitment ceremony was not attended by every couple. Ariella Weinberg and Biniam Schreiber, Gino Palazzolo and Jasmine Pineda, Rob Warren and Sophie Sierra, Stacy Silva and Florian Sukaj, Natalie Mordovtseva and Josh Weinstein, and Brandon and Julia Gibbs all provided some startling updates, however, according to the tell-all. Palazzolo Gino and Pineda Jasmine. Separately, Gino and Jasmine were in a bad mood when they arrived to the resort. Rumor has it that they had already broken up and were living apart. While the show was being taped in March 2024, Jasmine had been suspected of having an affair with Matt from November 2023. In any case, Gino and Jasmine desired to keep their marriage intact. This meant that Jasmine had to ask Gino if they could have an open marriage with her new boyfriend. Gino established several ground rules, but they were ignored. "I want to be able to avoid the contract if you and Matt become too close or if it's affecting our marriage," the guidelines should state. Jasmine and Gino were no longer together, as the tell-all disclosed. After the show was filmed, they split up, and Jasmine became pregnant with Matt's child. Jasmine refers to Matt as her buddy and baby daddy on social media, but she hasn't clarified their connection. But while Jasmine waits for the baby to arrive, the couple seems to be living together in Florida. In the meantime, Gino had an unhappy relationship with Kelly Wagner, who broke up with him after it was revealed in some leaked messages that he had made offensive remarks about Kelly's appearance and flirted with other women. He has been hanging out with Lindsay Ryder, his ex, lately. Sophie Sierra and Rob Warren. Separately, Rob and Sophie were not together when they made the decision to go to couples therapy, just like Jasmine and Gino. Sophie had relocated into her friend Kay's home in Texas about a year after leaving Rob's apartment. Because of Rob's online cheating experiences, Sophie didn't want to keep the marriage going. At the recommitment ceremony, Sophie ended her relationship with Rob, stating that he was not her ideal partner. She acknowledged that she was only content with Rob for a few years in a letter to her younger self. "We simply don't work well together. I still want you in my life, though." A wound when Rob wanted to recommit and she hadn't. He said he didn't see the point and refused to read his vows. The couple acknowledged that they were still romantically linked at the tell-all. On the other hand, Rob is said to have taped a new episode of 90 Day House in which he supposedly had an affair with Jennifer Terrazona. Although it's unclear if they are dating, Sophie and Pedro Jimeno teased their fans by sharing Instagram stories from the same places in February, which led to relationship speculations of their own. Gibbs Brandon and Trubkina Julia. They're still together. The status of Brandon and Julia's relationship is still unclear. Even while there were times when it seemed like they were the happiest couple in the group, they also deal with issues that could eventually result in divorce. Brandon and Julia had a successful therapy session. Regarding having children and bringing Julia's parents to the United States from Russia, they seemed to agree. Julia had to explain what transpired between her and her ex-boyfriend, whom she had kissed in Russia in order to cheat on Brandon, when her history was brought up again at the tell-all. Biniam Schreiber and Ariella Weinberg. They're still together. When Ariella and Biniam realized their marriage was going nowhere, they were the first couple to leave the resort. 4 months had passed since Ariella and Biniam moved out, with Ariella realizing that her husband had little interest in fixing their marriage and Biniam acknowledging he was done emotionally. At the tell-all, they disclosed that they had not yet finalized their divorce agreement. Ariella continues to operate under Biniam's supervision in the interim. On social media, she has been rejoicing in his victories, including his halftime show performance alongside Kendrick Lamar. Natalie Mordovtseva and Josh Weinstein are not together. Josh and Natalie had never been a boyfriend and girlfriend before, therefore they needed therapy to work out their problems. Natalie desired children and a marriage, but Josh wouldn't commit to her because of their situationship. She discovered that Josh had been secretly messaging Sophie to arrange a flight to Vegas. I understand why. In 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 2 tell-all, Jasmine Pineda chose not to reveal every detail of her pregnancy. She fell in love with Gino Palazzolo after meeting him on a sugar baby dating service and starting a committed relationship. Jasmine eventually extended an invitation to Gino to visit her in Panama. She agreed to marry him after accepting his proposal as the season went on. When Gino applied for Jasmine's K-1 visa and they returned for another season, I wasn't surprised. He did not, however, include her children in the visa application. Jasmine relocated to the US to wed Gino at the beginning of 2023. In 90 Day Fiancé, the couple highlighted her journey, during which she voiced worries about Gino's chaotic house, Michigan's weather, and the hold-up with her children's visa. Jasmine married Gino in spite of the several reasons she had not wanted to. But even after getting married, their marital problems persisted, so they sought treatment. Jasmine revealed in 90 Day, The Last Resort that Gino has no desire to have an intimate relationship with her. In order to date Matt Brownies, her gym buddy, she suggested an open marriage. Very pregnant was Jasmine's status at the tell-all. Jasmine affirmed that she is expecting Matt's child. Other cast members had been aware of Jasmine's pregnancy for weeks before I did, which I just found out about in February. Jasmine had a substantial baby bump when she took the tell-all stage. Her co-stars on 90 Day Fiancé had conflicting reactions when she announced her pregnancy. Gino acknowledged that he wasn't the father when Sean Robinson questioned him about it. Gino replied, "We were talking about having a child together, but she told me, 'No, I don't want to have a child with you.'" He went on to say that finding out she was expecting a child with someone else was devastating for him. Why was Jasmine silent regarding her due date? Superstitions caused Jasmine to conceal her due date. The fact that Jasmine didn't disclose every detail of her pregnancy during tell-all struck me as odd. She acknowledged that she was expecting Matt's child, but she withheld the date of her pregnancy and the baby's due date. Jasmine clarified that she would keep her due date a secret. Ariella Weinberg, another cast member, questioned Jasmine about why she didn't want to disclose the due date, speculating that it would be unlucky. "My family has superstitions," Jasmine retorted. "We don't mention things like your gender or length of time." Jasmine revealed that she wished to keep certain information confidential, including the baby's gender and due date. She clarified that only a select group of people in her inner circle are aware of her due date. Unexpectedly, I saw that Jasmine had modified her social media post, providing a somewhat different justification for keeping her due date a secret. She stated, "The reason why I didn't state my due date on at the tell-all is because I was surrounded by bad people." She did not identify the person she was calling bad. Is Jasmine withholding the date of her conception? Maybe Jasmine hurried things along with Matt too soon. I've been debating with a lot of fans why Jasmine hasn't revealed her due date to the public for the previous few days. Others assume she is trying to stop viewers and co-stars from figuring out when she conceived the child with Matt, while still others think she is doing it for her own beliefs. Viewers who want to know if Jasmine did inappropriately need to know the specifics of her pregnancy. They want to know if it was all part of her scheme to get into the US and make herself look like the real victim in her relationship with Gino. It's challenging to tell if Jasmine is concealing her date for good reason or for ulterior purposes. However, since it's her child, she has the right to decide whether or not to tell people about her pregnancy. Jasmine appears eager to have her child soon, potentially in April 2025, based on her social media posts, suggesting a conception date of June or July 2024. Filming started in March 2024, thus it's likely that Jasmine was pregnant at the time. The cast member of 90 Day, The Last Resort might have already given birth, though. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Get more updates daily.